As some of you may know, I actually do have another channel where I talk about cultural issues, video games, anime, the likes, and occasionally there is a topic which overlaps with politics. Today I want to discuss about that. It's about the issue with Nick Merckx. If you want more details on it, you should go over to my gaming channel. But basically, he is a member of a proeminent clan in the gaming world called FaZe, and he plays Call of Duty. Now, he had an incredibly controversial statement, absolutely horrible, over the pale, where he suggested that kids should be left alone. This, of course, upset Activision Blizzard, which was outraged and decided to punish Nick Merckx by removing the skin that he was awarded in their game and saying that they stand with the LGBTQ community. Now, I do have some LGBTQ friends, I would say even more so, because they donate their own personal wealth to my Patreon and Subscribestar. So I do assume that I can't be that bigoted, but as I was talking with them, they were absolutely bewildered about this decision, not understanding what wanting kids to be left alone, which is a very moderate and milquetoast position, has to do with supporting their community. Suffice to say, the situation escalated, and now Dr. Disrespect is also standing with Nick Merckx, and more streamers are against Activision Blizzard. And you also have gamers that are uninstalling the game. Now, the reason I made this video is that I wanted to address the issue of why I think it's very unlikely for a boycott to work against a video gaming company. Because a lot of people are pointing to Budweiser, they're pointing to Target, and they're thinking that a similar thing could happen in the video gaming world. Now, I do believe it's possible, but I do think it's also incredibly unlikely. And this is due to the fact that in the past, gaming companies have flat out insulted gamers. Like, they flat out said the meanest, most horrible thing towards their consumers, and the gamers have bought the games anyway. And there is an explanation for that. You see, when it comes to boycotting Target, for example, it's not that difficult. Most people, they go to Target out of convenience. But more so, people go to places out of habit, right? So it's not that Target is necessarily better than other stores. I mean, there are replacements, but you go there every single week when you do the shopping, so it's kind of like a habit thing that people are doing. But if Target decides to piss off their customers, well, they just choose to go somewhere else, and usually there's a store down the street, which is just as good. So the moment people change their habits, the moment they decide, okay, well, I'm not going to Target, I'm going to go to this other place instead, it's very less unlikely that they're going to go to Target in the future. So that's how the boycott can be very effective. A person doesn't have to renounce anything. They just shop in a different place. When it comes to Bud Light, it's the same thing, right? Like, people who drink beer, I mean, I guess like their favorite customers are probably alcoholics, and they drink one beer per day, but they can just change the brand. They go to the store, and instead of reaching their hand for the Bud Light, they buy something else. So boycotting these companies is not that difficult. Now, when it comes to an entertainment company, things are different, because entertainment companies tell a story, and people want to hear the story. Like, despite the fact that Blizzard has done so many things that are beyond the pale, irreproachable, people still buy Diablo 4. And that is because they have played Diablo 1 when they were kids, they played Diablo 2, they played Diablo 3, and they want to see what Diablo 4 is about. Even if they know that it's a bad game, they just want to see it, right? Because it's the story. For some people, it's even part of their identity. Although, not anymore, I would say, because gaming recently has been destroyed as an identity for people on purpose in order to replace them with identity politics. But my point is that it's more difficult to give away gaming, because when you choose to drink a different beer, you still get beer. When you choose to shop in another place, you still shop. But when you have to give away a game, well, you actually give away something. It's irreplaceable. You can't replace Diablo 4 with something else. You can't replace Call of Duty with something else, right? It's literally that game. Now, there's also the fact that people are tied to their friends and their community. Like for most people, their online activities are a part of themselves, right? So the online friends are actually real friends. Now, if all of your online friends are playing Call of Duty, well, you want to play with them. So this is why games like FIFA, even Call of Duty, manage to sell copies every year, despite the fact that they don't add that much. It's pretty much like the same game with maybe like a couple of modifications, a little bit better graphics, but at the end of the day, you're still paying like $70 for the same shit. And people do it because their friends pay $70 for their same shit and they want to play with friends. So there's a lot of emotional investment. There's the community aspect. Right, this does not translate to Bud Light or to Target. Like, people do not go to Target because their friends go there, and even if they do, they just like, okay, well, I'm just going to go something else. It doesn't really change anything. So this is the problem, right? And on top of that, when you look at entertainment and gaming in general, you don't have that many video games coming out. You don't have that many movies coming out. So people are already wanting more, and to give away the little they have is very difficult for some people. And this is why I think that the type of marketing that movies and video games are doing, which has been done for the last 5 years, and that is to insult their customers, call them names, call them bigots, flat out having developers attacking their customers, that thing can happen in the gaming and the entertainment world, but it can't happen when it comes to places like Target and places like Bud Light. Because the market is different and people have different choices, so they don't put up with it. They don't have to, basically, right? If there was like another Call of Duty clone that was very similar to Call of Duty in every way, shape, or form, then yeah, people would just move to that. But unfortunately, that isn't. So this is why I think it's very unlikely to see a boycott happen. Now, there have been boycotts, I would say, in the video gaming world, like Battlefield 5. But the companies really tried their best in order to piss off the customers. I don't know if Activision Blizzard is definitely trying that hard, but they're definitely on a fine line, which is why I'm not saying that it's impossible for the boycott to happen, but it's unlikely. However, if they keep pushing and pushing, like for example, if they were to ban Dr. Disrespect now, if they were to make a statement against other streamers that are supporting Mr. Nick Merckx, then yeah, I do think like it would be a tipping point where people would just get fed out and choose not to play Call of Duty. It will be interesting. I'm definitely following the events unfold, and I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Like, the statement, leave children alone, is not something that was directed to the LGBT community. They could have just shut the fuck up, but I guess, why have power if you're not going to use it? Why not leverage your multi-billion-dollar corporate power against some random guys on the internet? Let me know what you guys think, and if you're not subscribed to my livestream channel, there's a link into the pinned comment, and also check out my other channel, Lack of Entertainment. It's good stuff. I'll see you guys there.